The cryptocurrency industry is beginning to feel the effects of the strain. As the price of Shiba Inu continues to fall, a great number of investors are becoming increasingly apprehensive. But in the midst of all this mayhem, is there any reason to have hope? Can you tell me the truth about the situation with Shiba Inus? What should you do? Should you continue to hodl, or should you panic? Why don't we look into it? I hereby disclaim, Shiba Inus have recently been exhibiting a trend that is cause for alarm. Hello? The price of it has been steadily decreasing, which is quite unfortunate. Indeed, it has reached yet another low point in its history. In addition, it is not known when a recovery will take place exactly. As a result of a staggering 65% decline from its early peak this year, Shiba Inu is currently on the verge of major trouble. Despite a brief surge in the number of important transactions, this coin, which was once quite popular, continues to struggle. The Shiba Inu continues to struggle with recurring issues, which are brought to light by the technical analysis. In the charts, there is a clear indication of a downward trend. The fact that the 50-day and 200-day exponential moving averages are both moving in a downward direction is even more concerning because they all indicate that bearish momentum is continuing to be present. The majority of the impetus that Shiba Inu gained during its height has been lost on account of the lack of demand that is driving this continuing downward trend. Given the current state of affairs, it is almost impossible to have any optimism over the immediate future of Shiba Inu. It would appear that a great number of investors are feeling anxious as a result of the significant price drop and the persistent bearish momentum of the moving averages. Despite the fact that there is always a possibility that attitude can shift, this lack of demand could lead to more drops if nothing changes. The wider cryptocurrency market may begin to recover, and more investors may begin to see the value of Shiba Inu, which might lead to a turnaround in the market. Also, any hopeful developments that have taken place inside the Shiba Inu community or any strategic moves taken by its designers have the potential to rekindle interest. Having said that, it is essential to acknowledge that the current trend is having some problems. As there are no evident indicators of a rebound, anyone who is considering getting a Shiba Inu or maintaining one at this time should exercise caution. To acquire a deeper comprehension of the circumstance, let us do a more in-depth analysis of the data that is stored on the blockchain. Over the course of the past 24 hours, there have been a total of 29 transactions involving Shiba Inus at a value that is slightly higher than 1 trillion SHIB. It is essential to take into consideration the wider picture, even though this number could appear to be amazing at first glance. On the 25th of July, the number of large transactions reached its highest point, surpassing 55 in a single day. However, just a few days later, that number dropped significantly to just 15. When it comes to the huge volumes of Shiba Inu transactions, there have also been some significant differences that have occurred. A few days earlier, there was a boom, amounting to around 2 trillion SHIB worth of transactions. The market is still usually in a cautious attitude, despite the fact that this one rise occurred. The bearish patterns that were already present had not been altered by the upward surge that had occurred earlier. Shiba Inu owners are in a difficult situation when seen in the grand scheme of things. At the moment, only 48% of owners of Shiba Inus are generating money, 47% are losing money, and only 5% have reached a point where they are profitable. A significant number of investors have been confronted with difficulties in recent times, and this distribution exemplifies those difficulties. In addition, it is essential to take into consideration the fact that a relatively small number of large holders govern a sizable portion of the Shiba Inu population. In point of fact, these influential people hold 73% of the Shiba Inu company. It is possible that this concentration will have a significant impact on the market, and it may also be related to some of the volatility that has been observed recently. The fact that there is some Shiba Inu activity is indicated by this volatility. However, the activity has not been consistent enough to imply that the market is on the verge of recovering. To phrase it another way, despite the fact that transactions are going to undertake place, there is not enough momentum in the whole area. Unless they demonstrate regular and growing activity, it is quite unlikely that Shiba Inus will start to recover anytime in the near future. Additionally, in spite of the distressing news concerning Shiba Inus, the development team continues to bring optimism to the community. Recent comments made by Lucy, a well-known member of the Shiba Inu squad, regarding X may provide some solace to a great number of holders. It was acknowledged by her that the market has been experiencing exceptionally challenging conditions in recent times, and she stated that even the most optimistic supporters did not completely anticipate the influence that uncertain politics and global wars would have on the pricing of cryptocurrencies. Lucy mentioned that enormous progress is still being made in the background while addressing those individuals who place a high priority on the ongoing evolution of the shibatoken ecosystem. Remembering this is essential, especially for investors who may be disheartened by the current market moves. It is crucial to keep this in mind. Regarding Shiba Inus, as well as the greater ecosystem, she is able to empathize with holders who are eagerly looking for faster results that they can get. Those in the community are strongly encouraged by her message to refrain from being overly preoccupied with daily price charts. To avoid getting caught up in the short-term fluctuations, she suggests focusing on Shiba Inu's long-term development and potential growth, rather than allowing oneself to be dragged into the fluctuations. This frame of mind is absolutely necessary in light of the inherent unpredictability of cryptocurrency markets and the rapidity with which their prices can shift. A significant amount of importance is placed on Lucy's advice for long-term holders. She encourages them to maintain their resilience and to not let even temporary failures cause them to lose trust in the initiative under consideration. This kind of support is necessary in order to accomplish the goal of cultivating a resilient community that continues to uphold the Shiba Inu vision, even in the face of challenges.